Alright guys, welcome to another Age of Empires forecasted game. This time we have in the Chushi's Legacy, it is crackety in a color red, which I think I'm gonna change it to blue. Yeah, because blue and orange are just very similar, and the grass is also a little bit orangey. So let's keep it like that. In the color red, playing as the Delhi Sultanate, his signature civilization is May. If you don't know May, he usually plays Delhi. Most of the time plays Delhi. And the thing about this is, like, there are a few players out there who are at the top level, like these guys, who mainly plays one civilization. Example of that, it is Yukusi, obviously, English main that has been around here for a long time, beating everyone with the English, and he has a lot of interesting strategies. May, it's also the type of guy who only plays Delhi, mainly plays Delhi. And usually these type of guys, because they play a Civ so much, they know a lot of tricks and they get very familiar with it. And it's something that in the future Age of Empires 4 will be more and more common, because there's just so many civilizations to play with. And it's not like they shared a lot of things, like they are completely different, most of them. And except the Iberian civilizations, they are not completely different, but even like that, they play a lot different compared to the original one. And there's been some discussions there that you don't really need to be good with all the civilizations, unless you want to be competing at that pro level, because, you know, those best of 3, best of 5, best of 7, there's gonna be bans. They're gonna ban the Civ you use the most, and then you're gonna end up using a civilization that you're not really good at. So in that case, you really need to know a lot of them. And that's why pro players are so good. They're just not good with one of them, but they're very good with multiple of them. But I mean, even Beastie said, like, it's not even possible to be like super good with all of them at the same time. You must have a weakness. Like, I believe his weakness is with Ottoman and maybe John Dark. Like, if you compare Ottomans from Anotant, for example, or Louis John Dark, or a CSO where he mains John Dark, you could clearly see a difference. So it's really hard, and it's gonna be really interesting, because maybe next season we're gonna see more civilizations. Spring 2025. I'm really looking forward for it. I think we're gonna get something like Spanish, or I don't know, maybe Aztecs or Mayas. That would be really cool. Koreans would be really cool as well. To be honest, I'm fine with whatever, because to be honest, any kind of civilization is just gonna give a lot of variety, no matter what they put. Like, even if they put Koreans, and you say, oh, we already have China and Japan, might as well put Koreans. China and Japan play very differently. I will expect Koreans also play very differently. But anyway, let's get back into the match, because these guys are about to start. Let's talk a little bit about the spawn. Chushi's Legacy here with a couple of berry patches, 1 gold vein, a single tree. Not a bad spawn. I guess he's gonna have like 80 food a minute, something like that. Very nice. Can get the potential for going a fast castle. I don't know if going fast castle against Delhi will work, because they can just mass units so fast and punish you for going super fast castle. Looks like Rocket is not really thinking about that. Already putting some walls here. I'm gonna play on the defensive side of the game. Meanwhile, Dome of Fate from May. That's something we have been seeing more and more often. You cannot really neglect the value of the Tower of Victory. I mean, that attack speed bonus from those infantry units is becoming really useful. Especially for those hand cannoneers. When you get the Imperial upgrade, you get extra range. I believe it's for the hand cannoneers as well, and not only crossbows. Maybe only crossbows. Even if it's crossbows, you get extra range, extra attack speed, so it becomes really powerful. Meanwhile, the Dome of Fate, I feel like, while it has a lot of value, because you can get cheaper scholars, it has less value in the Imperial Age because you're rich, you know. But it does have a lot of value at the beginning because you can get a lot of scholars fast, grab the sacred sites. Not only that, save a lot of gold. And what we have seen lately, it's the emerge of a new style. It's basically cavalry only. A cavalry only civ that goes gassy raiders and mass a bunch of them. They don't really try to kill you in the Feudal Age. They only want to, you know, make some damage. Basically, take map control, get the sacred sites, and go to castle. And because they have professional scouts for free, they can gather that deer very, very fast. So we have seen that lately. So maybe a fast castle might come for Delhi. We're not really sure if he wanna fight here. Barracks are already there. Is it supervising it? Not really. Just taking the time. Walls are already there, so there's plenty of time for Kragedy. Beautiful wall here. A little bit expensive, but definitely worth it. You can have the time of your life here. Like, May is gonna take so much time to take down these walls. It's really not worth it. And at this point, if you see a wall like that, any kind of momentum that you wanted to have, any kind of opportunity to take some damage, it's gone for the moment. Like, you need a bigger army if you want to make some damage. And by the time you get a bigger army, Kragedy will already come up with something else. Let's take a look at the meditation gardens, how much income. 25, 80, 84 food a minute. There you go, 100 resources a minute, something like that. Very, very good. It's almost like 2.5 villagers, maybe. If you consider one villager more or less gathers at 40 resources a minute. It's more or less like that. Now May looks like he won't be able to cause any damage, and he has stopped the production of those gassy raiders. I believe he wants to go castle really fast. Kragedy, obviously in the Tang Dynasty, has the option to go castle fast as well. And it's gonna have the blacksmith, get some upgrades, and he's gonna, instead of gathering the gold, he's just gonna gather the gold from the sacred sites. Now Kragedy already out there with some spearmen, try to deny the sacred sites. Very, very nice job for him. Which basically forces May to gather the gold from the pit mines instead of the sacred sites. You can already see a couple of archers here for May. This is definitely gonna delay the castle age up for May. Because what he wanted was just to go castle as fast as possible, have a bunch of gassy raiders, and now he will be forced to create some units. He won't be able to go castle that easily because the gold is not free. Now Kragedy's spearmen are just gonna be very good, even against this very little mass of archers. Spearmen do quite well. If they catch you, they still do some decent damage. I mean, archers is the type of unit that it becomes really scary when there are like a lot of numbers. Like more than 10, you can already one-shot spearmen. I don't remember what is the exact number, like 8 or 9 or 10. But this number of archers, I'm not really that scared, and Kragedy knows that. He pushes all the way to the enemy base. He's gonna decapture the sacred site and May in a little bit of trouble here. What looks like he will need to have a change of plans, and he may need to fight in the Feudal Age a little bit. Meanwhile, Kragedy already there with the Sable, still in the Tang Dynasty, which makes me think he still wanna stay longer in the Feudal Age. Because you really wanna go Song Dynasty if you wanna fight in Feudal, just because of the benefit of going for the cheaper farms. Because against a civilization like Delhi, where they can mass units very easily, it's just very easy for you to run out of food in a long fight. And that's where Delhi gets you. And I don't dislike the idea of going early farms against this kind of civ, because suddenly their winning condition becomes much, much harder. Like, instead of trying to kill you, like taking down your landmarks or anything, like they will try to starve you from food. But if you already have farms, then you don't really have that problem, and their winning condition becomes much, much harder. Looks like there are some palace guards mixed here, just to tank some damage. It's like May pulling back for now. Has some scholars here just to heal those units. It looks like there will be a surround for those horsemen. It's like Krakeny managed to push once again into May's base. With plenty of spearmen, forces May to go back with those horsemen. You don't really want to use them. It's pure infantry. Pure fist fights here. No archers. It's pure DPS when you get in contact with the player. Nothing but MMA. Looks like this was a very, very good fight for Krakeny. May went from 20-something military units to 13. That's not a... He's not in a good position, definitely. It's not in a good position. Although, Delhi, normally, they tend to do very good in Feudal Age. And you can see how fast he can mass those units just by putting the scholars there. Can just recover instantly. But the problem is, he had an initial plan early on, which didn't work quite well for him. He wanted to go castle, harass here and there. But harassment didn't work because the walls were up. And the sacred site didn't work because Krakeny already had some units out. And because May wanted to just go castle, he didn't have the army to fight those early units. So he lost the initial fights, and now he's forced to fight in an equal number of units, which usually Delhi has more units than you. The reinforcements come faster, so it's not the case anymore for him. Like, he will go there, try to capture another sacred site probably. At this point, I don't think he's really interested in going into Castle Age. Just needs to make sure, at least, like, he knows you cannot really enter Krakeny's base because of those walls. It's gonna take some time. Probably his condition to go castle is just to win a fight. And in order to win a fight, you will have to fight with a lot of more units than what you currently have. Now, blacksmith upgrades are coming there very, very soon for him. He's already getting the last upgrade, as well as siege engineering. Not really gonna need that range armor. Krakeny is having nothing but only horsemen. There is a... There you go. This upgrade, Dali horses. Increase the attack speed of cavalry units by 20%. Haven't got that yet. With 15 horsemen on your unit composition, you may as well think about getting that one. And looks like Krakeny, he knows he's running out of food. He still has some berries here. And Meditation Gardens is definitely working for him. But he's gonna be running out of food. And he has a couple of choices. He either goes Song Dynasty and goes to make some farms. And it looks like he's going Song Dynasty now. He's gonna be building the Yangnam Tower. So he's gonna be building some farms. But he's also got professional scouts. So he's gonna grab that deer and put it here. I'll probably put it in one of those mills just to get the taxes. You can always change the rally point. So the farm transition is not gonna slow him that much. Meanwhile, May looks like he has enough units to defend this sacred site. I wonder if Krakeny will just go with these units. Now, the good thing is that he does have palace guards. So it becomes really hard for micro in these units. It just becomes really, really hard. Because suddenly you cannot one-shot the spearman. You need to be careful not to click on those man-at-arms. Is one of those moments that are really, really uncomfortable for you to micro, because there are so many man-at-arms. It's like you need to click the spearman. And now the Gassy Raiders are getting a lot of damage. And May weak because he didn't go Tower of Victory. These archers are doing much less DPS. And they're not enough spearmans for May just to deal with that horseman mass. And May once again pulls back. Now, the number of horsemen that Krakeny lost is quite significant. So now the archers can just focus on those melee units. But now, a little bit of a raid coming here. Everyone fights. Everyone is fighting here. Textiles are there for these villagers, so it's not gonna be having so many losses. Only 3 villagers went down so far. And suddenly, May does have 41 military units. But just keep in mind, also these scholars are counting as military units. You cannot underestimate the value of healing these units. Alright, let's take a look at this unit, for example. Let's see if they heal it. Look at the HP. Everyone will be healed very, very fast. Come on, give me that one. I know you can heal this archer. Should be able to heal while they're wrong. I don't think so. That will be like OP, right? But now looks like May is in a position where he can capture the sacred sites. Oh my god, look at the HP! In less than 2 seconds, this archer that was about to die now suddenly has the whole HP. And this may be one of the best daily things you can do. Only daily can do this. Because their scholars are just much better than regular monks, right? You just have more HP, they run fast. And suddenly all your army is with full HP. They forgot about this horseman. But it does add a lot of value because you don't lose your army that you can upgrade later on if you want to go castle. And now with 3 sacred sites, looks like May is ready to go castle. Let's take a look at Crackery's base. Already there with a cheap farm transition from Temu. Amazing stuff. It's gonna be grabbing that deer. Looks like he's gonna be putting here in the middle next to the town center. Very, very safe. Wise choice, definitely. You don't want to go out and expose yourself. You already create yourself some nice walls around your base. And May is about to hit a castle age. And what happened to be like a fight where Crackery could have gone castle age faster, just because he won some early fights and he could have gone castle age as well with that cheaper transition from the Tang Dynasty. Now it looks like May is in a very good condition. And he's gonna go for the House of Learning. Looks like Sacred Site's gonna be the capture in the west, but the middle one, it's kind of secure for now. Plenty of scholars, looks like he's gonna put them in position to grab all those relics at the same time. He can potentially get 4 relics. Unfortunately, the 5th one is already inside the enemy base. Kakuri already there with a lot of palace guards. You can get a lot of benefits from going castle age and upgrading these units. Palace guard numbers for Kraken is starting to look very, very good. 33 actually. It's not a bad number. Especially when your opponent is in feudal age. Like, these units are very tanky. Another reason he might want to go Palace Guards is because he's going for a farm transition. So you either go Horseman or Palace Guards, because Spearmen are too expensive on wood. And out of the House of Learning, it's already up. May is gonna get some upgrades. It's gonna get more man-at-arms. And probably, most importantly, get access to crossbows. Already grabbing most of the relics. Unfortunately, this prelate gets caught. And now Kraken is going. He needs to have a fight before the upgrades. And this is a fight that is really good for him. He does have the blacksmith upgrades, so these units are gonna be quite tanky. The problem is these scholars here. These scholars are actually healing a lot. Look at this spearman. He just doesn't die. Look at this guy. Wololo Atema looks like... Nah, never mind. It's not gonna happen. And now that man-at-arms arrive, May, suddenly, a really good spot now. Krakety also going up with a Montlu Academy. gonna get some upgrades, juicy upgrades for Imperial officials, especially the ones with extra percentage for the supervision, and also a couple of extra Imperial officials that you can get for, not for free, but you can train 2 more if you need them. That's very, very good. Lancer gets surrounded here. And it looks like May, he had an advantage of getting those relics, but suddenly now the opponent in Castle Age is gonna get some monks for himself. But there is a problem with May. And that is the food. Let's take a look at the income per minute. Oh my god, we have been 20 minutes here and we haven't seen the income per minute. 200 food per minute for May. Obviously, he's in a transition. He's lacking some food. You can tell that because he's not producing units. He's going there for this deer. And that's it. He needs to go for farms. And the problem is, he doesn't have the economy of the Chinese to go for farms very quickly. Another monk. Prelate. Dead on gathering the same relic. 2 relics for May. At this point, we'll be very happy if like you can get 3 for yourself. It's gonna be really hard. But technically, you can get 4 of them. Just Crockett is being really annoying with those palace guards. He's just sending them everywhere and just killing villagers. He doesn't care about the man-at-arms. He just send it. And it's like, that's your problem. It's like I don't know, it's like you don't want to take care of your dog and you just give it to someone else. It's like, now it's your problem, something like that. You can just send palace guards everywhere. And even if you don't know what happened, something happened. Your opponent knows. He definitely knows. 3rd relic coming from May. And this one is gonna be a little bit hard. Even if I'm trying to be optimistic, this relic, it's not gonna be able to be on May hands. Meanwhile, all those 3 upgrades coming soon, especially this one, Hunt Blades, plus 3 damage for those man-at-arms and lancers, which makes it really, really good. So that Crockett is gonna start adding some crossbows now. Things are starting to slow down. We know the reason why it's slowed down for May, because he's lacking food. And for Crackety, he has stopped attacking, but he haven't stopped producing units. Look at his unit production. He already has 75 military units on the field. And those are lancers, crossbows, early grenadiers. We're gonna see them joining the party. Sacred sites are gonna be captured for May as well. I believe every civilization has something to teach you. Like, for example, if you play Abbasid, you learn how to play very defensively. If you play Delhi, you learn how important are the sacred sites, having the monasteries up, gathering those relics, microing those monks in different positions. Like, it's really, really important for you. If you learn English, you basically just learn bad habits, but you learn something. You learn something for sure. Looks like May is gonna be focusing on those man-at-arms where you have plus 3 damage, 15 damage, plus 2 against these palace guards that have only 13 damage in total against 17 damage. So these man-at-arms are just gonna be way, way tankier. The problem for May is that he has no crossbows. He's just starting to mix some crossbows. And Crockett is massing a big army. 106 military units. And the good thing about Crockett is that his farm transition is much easier. He didn't lose many units. Actually, he haven't lost any villager. Meanwhile, May has lost 9. Just not a lot, but it's still significant when both of them are in one town center. Every villager counts. It doesn't really matter where you have like 4 town centers. Like, who gives a crap about one villager, right? You're just a number. But these guys have names. They do matter. Life matters. Hashtag villager life matters. Now Lancers also have quite a lot of damage, almost 30 per hit. Jesus. Now this guy's really... There was a hole here. Oh my god, so finally, after 25 minutes into the game, guys, Daly managed to get inside the Chushi's legacy base. Gonna take down some villagers, and he's gonna take them down really fast. These guys don't have textiles, and these lancers do hit like a truck. Oh, and big fight happening here. Defensive Wololo. Oh my god! Oh my god, that was really close. That was the closest Wololo I've ever seen. Whoa! Now this was a big fight. Now I want you to take a look at the number here. 25 villagers dead for Crackery. Now he does have a lot of army, but it will be very hard for him to recover from this. The question for May is, how are you gonna stop this? Because Kraken is already in your base, and the reinforcements are already here. He's gonna be camping you. Now Kraken just have crossbows. So looks like May thriving. He lost his army here, which was very expensive, to be honest. That was a lot of lancers. But in return, he killed 25 villagers. Now he lost quite a few here, but now he has an advantage. He's on 66 villagers against 60. Amazing defense coming from May. Trying to survive with those Wololos. He almost got it. I almost got like a small heart attack there. Villager's gonna be garrisoning in the wrong place. Nice reaction coming from May, holding those villagers back. Now the crossbow mass is very big. It's very big for Chushi's legacy. Not enough army numbers for May. Unfortunately, the front line hits down, and with that, Krakeny won't stop pumping units, and May taps out. Well played by these two players. I put a link in the description where you can follow Krakeny, and I'll see you in the next one.